It don't make no sense. It goes in so many layers, even if you're not religious. It goes to the layers you think you're part of the all or something, or all you came from one or something, so something placed you here. So now it's not, so now you ain't become aware of yourself. So how is you aware of yourself now, and you think you expressing yourself from your subconscious point of view, but you gonna get ready to tell me way back as us just being spirits, our space, no thing, just shapes and forms. Something else made you aware. You a part of something else that made you aware. You lost into the light. You lost into some higher ghost or something like the Holy Ghost. That's another word for light. Dark matter, that's another word for light, just lighter in frequency. You lost, that's darkness. You became aware because you were separate and you got tired of being separate, so you wanted to connect. And your only way of connecting is creating an Adam and Eve, a thought form and a feeling, a chakra, a star, a vehicle, a spaceship that you could jump into, and now you have a state of awareness to represent your state of being. And your state of being is just your state of being. That don't modify into solid, liquid, gas. It's just your state of being because you're just being. You become aware, it becomes your state of awarenesses, your mentalities, your halos, your lights that you create around yourself. And for the most part, all of y'all are Lucifers because y'all get lost in that aspect. And y'all think y'all spirit is the light. Even to y'all religious motherfuckers. And the motherfuckers y'all get on y'all knees and pray to every motherfucking day to think y'all doing the right thing is the fucking demon. It's the same fucking person. So when you reading your fucking Bible, you're reading a motherfucking spirit having a war with themselves. That's why motherfucking God never killed a fucking devil. Because it is the devil. It is Lucifer. God is another word for your spirit. El is another word for your spirit. Now you got a solar plexus. You got an image, how you see yourself, right? So that's how you see yourself. So that becomes your mentality. So that's like your Lucifer, your solar plexus, your son, your man, your boy, your masculine energy that you pushed off from your subconscious natures, from being a spirit, being no thing, no shape and form. Now, this image, we exalt ourselves because we jump into it as a spaceship and we like being all high and mighty and seeing high things about ourselves. And we get lost into that goddamn shit. Now, religious people are lost in a spirit that did that before them, and the spirit that did that before them is one person. But Peter and Paul, Matthew, Luke, and John, and motherfucking Tom, Dick, and Harry have taught you that these are two different people. So now when you get into the testimonies, you think it's two different people. So you think you're arguing outside of yourself while arguing with yourself. So now you think that talking outside of yourself is very real, but talking to yourself is an illusion in some way, shape, or form. So y'all fucked up as religious people. Y'all see people walking up and down the street talking to themselves. Y'all quick to call them crazy and cast stones, but y'all sitting up here talking about what Jesus told you. You got to be out your motherfucking mind. You got to be out your... And I don't give a fuck how deep an apologetic motherfucker is. You can't prove to me Moses wasn't talking to themselves. And you can't prove to me that the motherfucker that Moses was talking to, that they even looked at it like that. Ain't nobody tell you that they was looking at Moses like Moses was telling them somebody else told him this at the top of the mountain. They very well could have been looking at Moses like when Moses told them, I am. They could have very well been looking at Moses like, oh, Moses saying that Moses came up with this high-ass mighty idea. You see what I'm saying? Nobody told y'all to start thinking retarded. I don't know who, and you would get a motherfucker who done got. And see, a lot of times, apologists and motherfucking shit like that, that be all utilizing logic and shit like that, right, for to justify the shit that they lost in. A lot of times, this is the shit that support their family. A lot of times, so they got to filter through that shit before they can even get to any type of spirituality. They have to rationalize that shit. So they had to piggyback off that and utilize that and shit like that. The shit baffles me. Motherfuckers be selling pillows and shit like that, all kind of shit, and want to talk about they motherfucking teaching somebody the word. You teaching somebody to get lost into the flesh. You fucking lost. Your Bible told you the flesh have became word. I mean, the word have became flesh. So if you believe and worship the word, and then the same book is telling you don't worship the flesh, you getting a little confused. Because if you worship the word in any kind of way, that manifests into the flesh. And it didn't even tell you, it ain't talking about that. It's telling you the mentality. All of our mentalities together is what's creating planets for us to see things as bigger numerals or something like that. You see what I'm saying? It's subconscious, then objective. I mean, it's subjective, then objective, not the other way around. It has to be subjects to come up with an objective point of view. Ain't no such thing as an object creating subjects. It's always a multitude. So that's why I say your spirit is your space. No thing, no shape and form. And you have to become aware. So it's all about size, a parameter. So if you really want to think about God, God is a parameter. A parameter. And it ain't got nothing to do with the shapes and forms that you gonna try to bring in that parameter. You have already been separated. You see what I'm saying? So you need to keep that in mind. And once we talking about a parameter, if you are in a human body right now, your parameter is not that big. You're not even in the 4th, 5th, or 6th dimension. So don't be thinking that humanity and all the stars and shit and God did something specifically for humanity. You need to understand it don't work that way. That's not even a fucking concept. Why is you even giving God a mentality? You giving it a human mentality. That's a demon. Demons use mentalities to make y'all think and make y'all feel like y'all have to praise and have guilty or some shit like that. That's what a demon is. Do you understand? You're following a demon. Do you understand that? It's 2020. Ain't no more time for that. We ain't dealing with that shit no more. You see what I'm saying? And we ain't gonna let no demons rock us to sleep. Cause that's what Dwayne Wade getting ready to do. That's what Gabrielle getting ready to do, and they're gonna try to do that to Lil Boosie. They trying to rock Lil Boosie to sleep. The LBGT shit, all this kind of shit for you want to continue selling records, or you want to continue being in the spotlight and shit like that, and things of that nature, or you gotta apologize. No, Boosie, don't do it. Don't do it. We ain't gonna let nobody rock us to sleep. No, we ain't getting rocked to sleep no more by no demons that could put a light in front of us that we could get enticed by and be like, okay, if we just be a little bit more relatable, then we can experience love or something. No, fuck that. Fuck that. We ain't letting nobody rock us to sleep no motherfucking more. Y'all demons, y'all take y'all shit somewhere else and kill yourselves. But don't be presenting that shit to the motherfucking public. Now, you can do that motherfucking shit behind closed doors. And if that little motherfucker want to be a faggot, hey, don't fight your demons. Fight your demons to your goddamn self. I say this all the fucking time. You a fucking fool when you put this shit out to the world and think you're teaching somebody based upon you wanting to be an example of the bullshit that you're going through. AKA, you're following the same being hung on the Christ. Hung on a cross and you following a demon. So you're going to experience the same circumstances and situations they follow. No, we don't need to do that shit. Stop being a fucking fool. You fight your demons behind closed fucking doors. And when your ass come to grips that you really want to be that demon, then you present yourself. But the moment that you're trying to present it now and you want everybody else to fight your demons, aka now us as a public, we got to come up with ideas and feelings and emotions on how we could be relatable to accept your energy. No, that's you forcing us to fight your demons. You keep them weak ass little faggot ass demons. See, cause this is another thing too with you fucking Catholics. When y'all be sucking little boys' dicks and shit like that, talking about y'all gotta suck the spirit out of those little boys. See, they got the wrong concept of it. See, this is what a Catholic person really be thinking. Look, as a spirit, we embodies. We create thought forms and feelings and emotions, right? So these are physical also. They're just lighter in frequency, so they could go through walls and shit. So as a little kid, when you got a fucked up mind state and shit like that, right? You creating a whole bunch of demons and shit like that. Spirits that's trying to come here that resonate with that energy, they're trying to come into this realm of reality also. So one of their first births will be your mentality. That's the light that they see, being no thing, no shape and form. So if you're like a troubled child or something like that, right? You got a whole bunch of demons that's taking certain mentalities and feelings and emotions and controlling you, right? So a Catholic will look at that kind of science and be like, well, if I like some little faggot ass shit, right? And motherfuckers suck sperm out of a little mother. I know this sound nasty, y'all, but I gotta get through it. I really don't want to talk about it, but I gotta get through it, right? And then, because this is an epidemic right now in 2018, 19, and 2020 also right now, and I'm changing Uriel. I gotta speak on this shit, right? They suck a little sperm out the little kid, right? And then that was their solution or conclusion that they came to suck the demons out of the little kid. So here's the thing, right? The little kid gonna feel guilty. First of all, because you letting a church father suck your little penis. Second of all, right? Anytime it's a form of ejaculation or doing shit like that, you feel extremely guilty, right? Third of all, the Catholic is looking at the kid like the kid is not supposed to want to feel like that again, and if you don't want to go through that experience again, then that's how the Catholic looked at it, like saving the kid from the demons and shit like that. But if that motherfucking kid start liking it and come to that back room to the Catholic every time and shit like that, then the Catholic start thinking he got to put in more work. So